Coming up on Look Today, well, we've got exclusive coverage of the Vietnam Moving Memorial Wall, which is in Bolton Landing. Got details. Plus, C-SPAN is welcomed in Saratoga Springs today. More on that coming up. And we've got more on the 45th Annual Adirondack Balloon Festival. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson. Happy Friday. This is Look Today. In tonight's program, I sit down with Michelle Madigan. She's Commissioner for Finance, Saratoga Springs. And we're joined by John Frank. He's Commissioner of Accounts. Now they're here to talk about the recent release of the fiscal report for the proposed change in the form of government in Saratoga. Very interesting interview. I also sit down with Ann Sale. Now she's the interim director of the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls. And she's here to talk about the Fall Gala that's coming up in October. Plus we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, we've got exclusive coverage of the Vietnam Moving Memorial Wall, which has arrived in Bolton Landing. Now, this half-size replica of the actual monument in Washington, D.C. is being showcased in Veterans Park in Bolton Landing. Now, in addition to the ceremonies, as you could see there was a C-130 plane that flew over the site. Now, this is the only stop for the traveling memorial in New York State this year. And it's going to be in Bolton Landing until the 25th. You have to go see this. We spoke to Senator Betty Little about the importance of remembering and honoring these veterans.
It's a huge number of Vietnam veterans that are here today. And for them to have this wall here and have people recognize their service and also acknowledge all the lives that were lost and how tough that war was.
Thank you, Senator. I'm going to have a comment on this in the lookout at the end of the program today. All right, in other news. Well, C-SPAN was welcomed today in Saratoga as they kick off a visit to document the history and culture of this city. Well, a press conference took place at the Canfield Casino in Saratoga this morning, where Ashley Hill, who's a producer for C-SPAN, spoke on why they chose to showcase Saratoga Springs.
As we travel around the country, it's hard to choose which city to go to because there's so many interesting cities, but we look for a few things. Number one, logistics. We are driving around in what we call our local content vehicles that are equipped with everything we need to produce a piece, and so we have to make sure we can get there. Number two, we look for cities that have that interesting history and literary scene to cover, and then three, most importantly, we look for the opportunity to work with our cable partners.
Welcome, C-SPAN. Now, the programs they produce will air December 16 and 17. Now, we also spoke to Mayor Joanne Yepsen about what Saratoga Springs offers.
Well, I think we have a tremendous package of assets. I know our motto is health, history, and horses, but it's so much more than that. When you think about the culture and the arts.
Switching from news to weather. Well, we had another day of summer-like weather. I don't know how long this is going to last, but enjoy every single minute of it. So let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thanks, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser with your first look weather update. Currently, we'll see high pressure in control for much of the country. What's now post-tropical cyclone Jose just off the shore, but we're not going to see any impacts from it. We're going to see beautiful dry weather and temperatures cooling down to about 51 in Albany, 55 Scranton. And we'll see temperatures across the Capital District towards the lower 50s, few spots, upper 40s, 52. Fort Edward and Whitehall, Glens Falls will see 52 or so. The overnight low, 51, that is. 48 in Johnsburg, we'll see mostly clear skies with a north breeze at about 5 miles per hour. We'll continue to see more sunshine and relatively warm weather, highs in the mid-80s, a northwest breeze at about 5 miles per hour as that high pressure moves towards the east. As you look at the out-the-door forecast with sunny and mild conditions, temperatures in the 50s to lower 60s through the 8 a.m. hour. We'll see temperatures warming up. Winds will be generally out of the east and southeast. We'll be near 90 degrees and record highs by the time we get to Sunday and Monday with some patchy fog early in the day. And we'll see relatively cooler weather, but still in the 80s for Tuesday and Wednesday for highs, lows near 60 for lows. That's a look at the first look weather update. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser. Now I send it back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Clarence. Welcome to July. Back to the news. 45th Annual Adirondack Balloon Festival is in full swing. Quick sidebar. I'm in my kitchen last night making dinner, and I notice the cat's going kind of crazy. And I look out, and not 50 feet over our home in Glens Falls, this gorgeous balloon goes drifting by. Now, as you might know, balloon rides are available to the public. Well, we were invited to go on a ride today, and we did. And our very own Andrew Gabriels took footage from the balloon. The Balloon Festival runs till Sunday at the Floyd Bennett Memorial Airport in Queensbury. Now, we spoke to Mark Pluta. He's a pilot for the Balloon Friendship 2.
Of course, we'll be there tonight. We'll be there for both launches tomorrow, sunrise, and then again 5 o'clock. And then same thing Sunday, sunrise, and then we'll be back at Crandall Sunday evening for the closing launch.
It's really something to see. Up next, I sit down with Michelle Madigan. Now, she's Commissioner of Finance in Saratoga, and we're joined by John Frank. He's Commissioner of Accounts, and they're here to talk about the recent release of the fiscal report for the proposed change in the form of government in Saratoga. And I also sit down with Ann Sale. Now, she's the interim director, Hyde Collection in Glens Falls. And she's here to talk about their fall gala that's coming up October 6th. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. And now it's time for your look. We're getting a lot of people contacting us through Facebook. We really appreciate it. Most of the time it's about the interviews, which is very telling, by the way. For instance, Mary Beth in Saratoga was commenting on the Summit interview. That's the concert event festival that's happening at the Q, Queensbury Hotel in Glens Falls. She said, looking forward to both Wild Adriatic and Late Shift. John from Queensbury had a comment on the interview I did with Diana Palmer. He said, glad to see Democratic women stepping up to the plate in Glens Falls. I'm with you, John, on that one. And also Paul from Saratoga Springs saw a promo where we just did with Lydia Kolbita, who's going to be featured in the next episode of Her Look. He said, looking forward to the whole interview, not just the promo. Yeah, Paul, I think you'll be very pleased when you see that. I've got a question for you. We, as you know, are very involved in trying to give you all the information we can about the proposed change in the form of government in Saratoga. So contact us through Facebook and let us know if you're for it or against it. And by the way, ask a question, because in the forum that we're developing, presenting both sides of the issue, we would like to include questions from the people who actually live in the community. All right, that's it for your look. See you next time. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. It's Friday, so of course I want to thank everybody here. Ladies first, Antoinette and Dana. But of course there's Andrew and there's Drew. Andrew, the flying burrito person who went up in the balloon today. We have other people here too, don't we? We have Jack and we have Joel. We have Norm, and we have the Bat. They make all this programming possible each and every week. And Monday, by the way, we will not be here. We're having our annual corporate meeting. Yeah, we're taking the day off because it's going to be 90 degrees and sunny. So we'll see you on Tuesday. I have something I do want to mention to you. The fact that the Vietnam Moving Memorial Wall is in our community is very important. Anybody who has been to the memorial in Washington, D.C., you just will never forget it for the rest of your life. I know there's a lot of monuments in Washington, and it's wonderful to see the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Memorial Monument, but there's something amazingly haunting about seeing the Vietnam Memorial. The original design, by the way, was meant to suggest a wound in our country. And if you look at it, it looks like a cut. It's amazingly powerful. And I've seen this traveling memorial before. It's almost as moving. So please, it's only here to the 25th. It's in Bolton Landing, and it's amazing tribute to all of the veterans who fought in the Vietnam War. A couple of things that are going on this weekend. Don't forget the Balloon Fest. That's also so much fun to go see. Barbara Kolarova, an interview I did this week. She's doing a concert at the Strand Theater Saturday, and the money's going to the victims of Hurricane Harvey. And the Chapman Museum has got their cemetery tour. Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. So please, enjoy yourself. Get around. Take part in a lot of these things that we're talking about. And don't forget, you can tune in Tuesday night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.